In the heart of a busy modern city, Zara lived a quiet life in a small apartment with Meesha, a bright 12-year-old girl who thought Zara was her caring aunt. To Meesha, Zara was a second mother, though she didn't know how true that really was. Zara's life revolved around school lunches, bedtime stories, and birthday cakes. Yet behind her soft smiles hid a truth she could never reveal. Meesha was her daughter. Years ago, Zara had fallen in love with Farhan, a man from a powerful, conservative family. When she became pregnant, his parents disowned her, silencing her existence to protect their family name. Alone and frightened, Zara gave birth in secret. Her own parents, terrified of gossip and disgrace, made a painful decision. They would raise Meesha as their adopted granddaughter. While Zara became the aunt, it was a deal made in desperation to protect Meesha's future from the cruelty of society. And so, for 12 long years, Zara lived as a shadow mother, the woman who could only love in silence. Every night when Meesha fell asleep, Zara would sit beside her bed, brushing her hair gently and whispering words she couldn't say aloud. "You're my little girl, Meesha. You always were, but the world only saw an aunt's affection." Zara carried her secret like a second skin, heavy and invisible. She smiled through every school event where other mothers proudly stood beside their children. She clapped when Meesha won awards, even when she couldn't be listed as her parent. She thought she could live with the lie forever until one night, the truth she'd buried deep would rise to the surface and change both their lives forever. Zara's past wasn't just a story of heartbreak, it was a chain that bound her every day. Years ago, she and Farhan had been inseparable. Their love was reckless, pure, and full of promises whispered under streetlights. But when Zara told him she was pregnant, the world around her collapsed. Farhan's father, a powerful businessman, called her a stain on the family name. He paid her parents to disappear to make Zara vanish quietly. Farhan was sent abroad within days. He never saw the child. Zara's parents took her in, but their love came with a condition. "You'll never tell anyone this child is yours. She'll grow up believing you're her aunt. That's the only way to protect her." It broke Zara's heart, but she agreed. She signed hospital papers under her mother's name. The birth certificate listed her as guardian. For years, she built a fragile peace. She worked as a freelance designer, creating smiles for others while hiding her own pain. Her neighbors adored her, calling her the most loving aunt in the world. But sometimes, when Meesha would ask innocent questions, "Aunt Zara, why do I look so much like you?" Zara would freeze, smile, and change the subject. Every answer was a quiet lie. Every hug was a confession unsaid. The past she'd buried kept echoing in her dreams, Farhan's laughter, the night he held her hand and said, "I'll never leave you." But life had left her behind, and now she lived for only one purpose, to protect Meesha from the same kind of pain. Yet fate has its own way of revealing truths, and one stormy night, Zara's forbidden past would knock on her door again. Zara's love for Meesha was deeper than words. Every gesture, every sacrifice was a mother's devotion disguised as an aunt's care. She woke up early every morning, made Meesha's favorite breakfast, honey toast and tea, and watched her leave for school, her heart swelling with pride. But when neighbors asked, "You must be proud of your niece," Zara would just smile and nod, hiding the tears threatening to fall. At school functions, Meesha's teachers often said, "She's lucky to have such a loving aunt." Zara would whisper to herself, "No, I'm the lucky one." There were moments when her heart nearly gave her away, like the day Meesha got sick with fever. Zara spent the whole night at her bedside, holding her hand, whispering lullabies from Meesha's baby years. She remembered singing the same tune in the hospital when Meesha was just hours old. "Sleep, my little girl. You're safe as long as I'm here. Those nights made her heart ache. Every time Meesha called her Aunt Zara, she felt both love and loss in the same breath, but Zara never complained. She believed motherhood wasn't just about titles, it was about love, protection, and sacrifice. And if keeping the truth meant giving Meesha a peaceful life, she was willing to carry that silence forever. Yet sometimes, late at night, she would open her old photo album, one hidden under her bed. Inside were pictures of Meesha as a baby in her arms. In each one, Zara's smile was soft but sad, the kind of smile that hides a world of unsaid truth, and in that silence the unspoken love kept her alive. It happened on a rainy night. Thunder echoed through the city as Meesha sat by her window, scrolling through her phone, unable to sleep. In the living room, Zara was on a phone call, her voice trembling, low, but not low enough. "I can't keep lying to her forever, Amy," Zara said. "She deserves to know who I am." Meesha froze. The words sliced through the storm louder than thunder. "If she finds out like this, it'll destroy her." Zara's mother replied, "You promised." Meesha's heart raced. What did she mean? She stepped quietly toward the door, peeking through the crack. Zara stood by the window, tears in her eyes. "She calls me aunt," Zara whispered, "but she's my daughter, my own blood." The phone slipped from Meesha's hand. The sound startled Zara, who turned around, pale, shaking. Their eyes met. Time stopped. "Meesha," Zara whispered. Meesha's voice trembled. "What did you just say?" Zara tried to speak, but the words wouldn't come. The storm outside grew louder, lightning flashing across both their faces. "You're my mother," Meesha cried. "You lied to me my whole life." And with that, the secret that had lived in silence for 12 years finally broke open. The living room turned into a battlefield of truth and pain. Meesha stood trembling, tears streaming down her face. "How could you?" she shouted. "You lied to me every single day." Zara tried to step closer. "Meesha, please, I was trying to protect you." "Protect me from what?" "From knowing who I am." Zara's voice broke. "I was just a girl, scared, alone. I did what I thought was right." The rain beat against the windows like applause from a cruel sky. "You're not my aunt," Meesha said through sobs. "You're my mother, and you never told me." Zara fell to her knees. "I wanted to tell you 1,000 times, but I was afraid you'd hate me." There was silence. Only their heavy breaths and the sound of the storm remained. Zara reached out her hand, but Meesha stepped back. The distance between them was more than just a few feet. It was 12 years of unspoken truth. "You should have trusted me," Meesha whispered. "You took away my right to know." Zara's tears fell freely now. "I'm sorry, my love. I thought I was saving you." For the first time in her life, Zara had nothing left to hide. And for the first time, Meesha saw her not as an aunt, not as a guardian, but as a broken, desperate mother who had built her world on sacrifice. As Meesha ran to her room, the truth echoed through her mind. Later, while searching through Zara's things, she found an old box filled with letters, photos, and hospital papers. A birth certificate, her mother's name, Zara Khan. Meesha's tears blurred the words. Then she found the letters, handwritten confessions never sent. "You deserve a better life than the one I can give you. I'll love you from afar, even if you never call me Mom." Through the flashbacks, the truth unfolded. The night Zara was thrown out, the day she gave birth alone, and the moment her parents told her she could never be a mother in public. Meesha saw the pain her mother had carried, the endless nights, the quiet tears, the sacrifices no one saw. And slowly the anger began to fade, replaced by understanding. The next morning, Meesha came out quietly. Zara sat on the couch, eyes swollen from crying, still wearing the same clothes. Neither spoke for a long time. Then Meesha whispered, "You should have told me sooner." Zara nodded, her voice shaking. I know. I was just afraid to lose you. Meesha's eyes softened. You already lost so much for me. And in that fragile moment, silence became forgiveness. Meesha walked over and sat beside her. Slowly, she took Zara's hand and placed it over her heart. You've always been my mother, she said. Even when I didn't know it, Zara broke down, holding her tightly, as years of pain melted into love. Days later, life began to find its rhythm again. The air between them was different, lighter, honest, full of healing. One morning, as Zara was making breakfast, Meesha walked into the kitchen, smiling softly. She hesitated for a second, then said, "Good morning, Mom." Zara froze. Her eyes filled with tears. That one word, Mom, felt like sunlight after a lifetime of rain. She turned, pulled Meesha close, and whispered, "Good morning, my heart." The lie that once protected them had finally died, and in its place stood truth, love, and freedom. The story ends not with pain, but with peace, a mother and daughter finally united, no longer by silence, but by truth.